Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon news next week. Let's see if we can figure out what that's about right here, right now, because of the Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon rumors from earlier in October. They're real, guys. Like, everything that we've had so far has turned out to be true, and it doesn't seem like there's any false leads, nothing extra being tagged on. Remember, the Riddler from Pokemon Sun and Moon put his name behind this one, and so far has not let us down. So that means there's people with information on the game that are just throwing it out into the internet, and whoever catches it and believes it enough, it's gonna happen. But at the same time, remember, like 99% of the rumors out there are just going to be fakes. Remember the new Mimikyu form from back in like July or something? Yeah, so most of it's garbage, but this is the one that is stuck, and let's go through it. Like, I just reread this list right before the video, and it blew my mind, because now it all makes sense. It all comes together for a brand new Pokemon adventure. So, there's a new battle facility in the Festival Plaza. All that was confirmed in the trailer that resembles the Battle Factory that allow you to rent Pokemon from your friends and earn festival coins and rewards for beating your opponents. If we go to the Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon website, we can actually get a glimpse of some of the items we can receive, like a gold bottle cap. So I guess since we're like a secret agent for battling things, if we clear certain missions and get certain ranks, we actually get quite a few good items and also festival coins. So this is, I think, one of the biggest things for Festival Plaza is that the Festival Plaza can be much more usable or much more beneficial if you can grind festival coins in a way that isn't multiplayer based. And this seems like a good way of doing it. It technically is because, like, you battle friends, you battle people, and then you can rent their Pokemon. But, I mean, that's still a lot better than having to answer questions. You know, it's just like, oh, Pokemon type matchups for 3 hours in a row if you want to get a couple hundred festival coins. That's not as fun, but this is pretty good. So, yeah, that all came together, and also it gives festival coins. So, yeah, that all came together from the rumors, and it all worked out. So, yeah, resembles Battle Factory. That's pretty cool. So, it doesn't seem like we're going to get any more new battle facilities. But I mean, we already get an extra one on top of Pokemon Sun and Moon. There's also a level system to it. You level up, you get to rent more powerful Pokemon. That was also, like, confirmed from the trailer. We already have this information. And then this was the weird one. But it's true that all of them are coming back. Riddler. That was a pretty magical riddle because all of them are coming. And then we get into this one, guys. It's true that all of them are coming back. Who are them? What are they? This made no sense when we first saw the leaks. I was breaking it down and stuff. It's not all the legendary Pokemon, guys. It's all of the evil organization bosses. So we get riddled. We got riddled hard right here, but it happened, and we just have to take it for what it is. And now we can start looking to the future. Rainbow Rocket will capture Aether Paradise and kidnap Lily's you-know-who. Now, I'm wondering if the you-know-who is supposed to, like, because it seems like Necrozma captures our Nebby, so I don't really know where the timeline is. Did Rainbow Rocket come through the Ultra Wormhole first, take over the Aether Foundation, steal Nebby, we beat them, get Nebby back, and then Necrozma jacks our Nebby after it evolves in Solgaleo or Lunala? So maybe, you know, Team Rocket, this whole Rainbow Rocket thing is more mid-storyline? And where are the trials going to play in all this? Like, okay, so we have 4 stories going on. We have the trials, we have the Aether Foundation, we have Rainbow Rocket, and then we also have the Ultra Recon stuff and all the Ultra Dimension stuff. So the storyline is just going to be all over the place, massive, insane, and I'm like, okay, Lily's you-know-who, is it Lusamine or is that actually Nebby or something like that? Also, Rainbow Rocket will capture the Aether Paradise, so boom. That seems like we can kind of confirm it at this point, and you will have to fight all of them in order to rescue her. Yeah, boy. And I guess to rescue her, who? We're not rescuing Lily, we're rescuing Lusamine? Because I don't think Nebby is a girl. And also, maybe the whole you'll have to fight all of them kind of references this. So Paul Ryan tweeting this one out. I guess we also have some, like, pre-release screenshots, a little bit of extra to talk about. Maybe this was in the Japanese trailer, and this is just a screenshot from that. But yeah, that's a lot of people. And yo, do we have to fight all the grunts too? Because that'd be pretty ridiculous. Also, where did, like, Giovanni? Is this the main timeline Giovanni who's like, wait a second, I figured out how these Ultra Wormholes work. I'm going to revive Team Rocket in the form of a rainbow of all the villains. Or is it some successful Team Rocket from another dimension deciding to take over all the dimensions? Who even knows anymore? But I mean, yeah, that's another hint towards you'll have to fight all of them in order to rescue her. Those bosses are summoned by someone from Rainbow Rocket from universes in which they accomplish their agendas. That's the big one. This is where timeline shenanigans broken doesn't like that was like wait, what did that even mean? Like, because when I first saw this, I just like, okay, now we're starting to get into the weird rumor stuff. I don't even care about what this means. But all the bosses, so all of them are coming back, unless that could have meant legendaries, but it's all the bosses are coming back as well, summoned by Giovanni from universes in which they accomplish their agendas. You know what, guys? That's why it's Ruby and Sapphire, Archie and Maxie, because people, like, this was something that a lot of people were talking about. It's like, wait. What happened to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Archie and Maxie? Like, what's going on with them? Well, this is maybe this was one of the universes where they were successful, but it wasn't the primal universe. And because of the universe and the multiverse theory, and Zinnia was already talking about it in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, like, now things are just getting way too ridiculous. The Pokemon timeline is just gone. The entire thing is just gone at this point, because now anything is possible because we're dealing with multiverses, and multiverses on level where Giovanni can just pick successful villains and throw them into his world as well. That's just a little too much for me, but at the same time, all these little details make sense. We bring it in with the rumors, so that's pretty crazy. And then, what does that mean here, guys? Does that mean we're getting it? Does that mean Alolan Pokemon are coming back in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon? And then that's the news. The next bit of news brings us new Alolan Pokemon. Now, how many? We don't know. Which ones? We don't know. But this is saying Gen 1. But I want to see Gen 2, guys. I want to see Johto Alolan Pokemon more than anything. It has to be a possibility. It has to. I mean, the region is connected. And like I've been saying this entire time, that Alolan Pokemon, they seem completely possible when it comes to Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, because it's a regional variant. At some point, these Pokemon just changed. It's not like discovering a new entire species. It's a different form of a species, and we already saw that, you know. Dusk-Lycanroc, it's an evolution that hasn't been discovered before. Technically, with a lot of different forms and a lot of new Pokemon being introduced, it's like, oh, this Pokemon had not been yet discovered. Even, like, Diamond and Pearl kind of flirted with that line as well. It's like, oh, this evolution method wasn't discovered before, so we didn't know Gligar had an evolution until things happened, you know? Or especially like Mount Coronet and all these specific locations for Pokemon evolution. So, I mean, I feel that there's no difference with the Alolan forms. Like, hey, what happens if there's a migration of X Pokemon from X region into the Alola region? They get adapted, and we're a year later. This is an alternate timeline as well. So we just... And, oh god, like, thinking about Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon timeline versus Pokemon Sun and Moon timeline, now factoring in even more canon multiverses. So, yeah, it's like, it's anything's possible. We're dealing with multiverses, but Game Freak has pretty much given themselves a blank page to write their own rules with whatever they want to do right now. And you know what? I'm okay with that, as long as it means that we get Johto, Alolan Pokemon, because now we're just in an alternate timeline, an alternate story, where X Pokemon came over, and now we have, boom, Alolan Dunsparce. I don't know. And then also, like, are they going to be able to change up movesets? Can they change up abilities? Are we going to see any kind of specific reworks off of this? There's a lot of opportunity that could happen, and again, I've been saying it. Didn't seem like we got enough Alolan Pokemon. Like, okay, it's like, Alolans are cool, and then we immediately just kind of, like, didn't see them as anything special. At least that's how I felt. I was like, alright, some of them are being used. Alolan Muck, that's a pretty good competitive Pokemon. I love the damage that you can get out of the Galvanize. Like, that's a pretty neat feature right there. And then some of the other ones, Alolan Ninetales, it's usable. Marowak, it's been good in doubles because of Trick Room and just its absurd power. But it's like, half of these aren't even usable. Most of them are forgotten. And it's like, okay, we accept them as just different, but it's not like, yo, Alolan Pokemon. They don't have any elevated status where I feel they should. I think increasing the roster would help that out substantially. So we've already talked about this in the last video. Only 2 Pokemon to talk about when it comes to Gen 1 Grass Poison, unless the starter Pokemon. If Venusaur gets an Alolan form and a Mega, I think that's a little too much. Like, so we have Venusaur, so we have the Bulbasaur evolutionary line, we have Oddish and Gloom, but not Blossom, which is pretty interesting, and then we also have Victory Bell. So that could be our Grass Poison. Like, is it going to be Victory Bell? Is it going to be Venusaur? Or is it going to be Vileplume? Is it going to be the evolutions? Is it going to be the entire evolutionary line? And how many more are going to get outside that? Because I think Vileplume makes a lot of sense. That's just a flower Pokemon, so it gets to be awesome from there. Victory Bell be cool because I think it could use a little bit of an update. But I see Mega Venusaur, or not Mega, just Alolan Venusaur having the most promise for just being awesome. However, how are you going to change it? Like, okay, we already have mega massive, amazing, best tank ever kind of Mega Venusaur. So, like, how are you going to change its typing, its identity, its potential stats and moves? I don't think you'd actually get as much benefit from giving the Alolan form to the Venusaur as you would with giving it to the Victory Bell. I mean, Victory Bell, that could be fire or something. That'd be pretty wicked. And then we could, yeah, like it's just a molten Venus Flytrap. That'd be pretty awesome. Or even just changing up the Blossom a bit, or not Blossom, the Vileplume a bit. That's definitely possible. And also, Mullane is one of the new Elite Four. I guess if you just have like that golfer chick, if she can just become Elite Four, I think Mullane makes a lot of sense because he's actually a challenger when you become champion. I don't have his picture in screen fully, so let me just go and add that in there really quick. But yeah, he's one of the people that challenges you when you become champion. Seems like a pretty strong trainer, and if he's able to do that, he has aspirations. He wants to be a Pokemon Master, he wants to be a Pokemon Champion, so I guess he earns Elite Four in this. I think that makes a lot more sense. I don't know who he's going to replace, because we have Kahunas, we have Trial Captains, and now we also just have like these off characters that are pretty powerful. So maybe he replaces the golfer chick. I don't know. And then we just get to see who the new champion is. One of the rumors talked about a new champion, but it doesn't seem like this one did. Our R is short for Rainbow Rocket, probably Oddish. Evil Team's bosses use legendary Pokemon they summoned by Giovanni in the real world of Alola from alternate universes. Huh. See, this is one of those weird things. When I started reading this, I'm like, I don't want to think about it. It's too weird for me. And that's another thing, like, if they're successful, that means they have those legendary Pokemon. Because they were successful. So that means this is where they caught and dominated with those Pokemon. So we're going to have to fight them. Are we... Okay, so this has to be mega late game. This has to be mega late game. This has to be like post-game on top of post-game. So I already feel like the Ultra Recon stuff is post-game as it is. And that was another thing I should have thought about and probably said in the videos a lot sooner. Because, yeah, like, okay, let's say Archie has his Kyogre. I mean, he's going to use that against us if we're trying to stop him. If we're trying to undo Team Rocket taking over the Foundation. And maybe that's also why it could be post-game, because we have Nebby, but it's evolved Nebby. You know, we free it from Necroza's grasp, so we have Solgaleo Lunala, and then Team Rocket with all of his legendary Pokemon are like, nah, we're stealing this. This is ours now. So we don't get a chance to catch Solgaleo Lunala at that point, maybe. And then Team Rocket comes in with all their power, and we gotta go and rescue it. And then we fight. We have to fight all of them, so we get just non-stop. And maybe that's also what happens. Maybe when we defeat them, that's like an ultra wormhole that's opened up to have an opportunity to catch the legendary Pokemon, because maybe, you know, you beat them, we force them to release their legendary Pokemon, they go back to their timeline, so maybe it undoes some of the crazy time shenanigans that are going on, and then with that, the Pokemon finds itself back in its original home, but in an alternate universe, and then we can fight it there to capture it and become evil. I don't know. So there we go, guys. That's taking all the news and looking at it with a different angle, because leaks and new Pokemon. So that means the Alolan Pokemon's happening. Like, it would be so strange if that's the one miss in this ridiculous leak. So, you guys, enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.